All right, folks. Well, if I would have had this GoPro with me, we would have done a "Hey, I broke down on the side of the road" edition for Memorial Day weekend. Happy Memorial Day. I hope y'all know exactly why, you get a 3-day weekend or 4, or whatever you make it. This goes out to all my fallen soldiers. Love you guys, especially some that was in my own. This right here was my battle buddy, Sergeant Cody Herring. Also had a Sergeant Scotty Miller, Master Sergeant, and very good man, very good man. And David Flamaghetti. In fact, if you need a good firearm, there's this New Frontier Armory. You can find it online. They have their own mills and all that good stuff for guns. Give them a look. Tell them Yates sent you. His wife still runs the company, I believe. And this isn't really a hat for deployments per se, but I like to put my own touch on things. But anyway, so we're heading out for the weekend, and I'll be daggone if the light didn't come on. That's right, the old Honda race van. Can you believe it? The race van light come on, and it said, "Check your charging system." Well, not saying that it couldn't have been me falling all over the van. Couldn't have been anything else, because it could be just a possible fuse. Always check the easiest things first. So I did. I checked the fuses. Once I drove to the car parts store, which is Orileys, which I want to thank every one of those people. They're absolutely wonderful. Wazzy, you're the one that sold me the alternator for this, so thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. And I believe Barb was her name. I'll have a picture in for all these people, but they was really nice to me. I'm not from that area, and they didn't treat me any different. So thank you, Orileys, for hiring good quality people and for having good parts, because obviously we made it back home with her. Now, it did come with lifetime warranty, but just saying, some lifetime parts you end up switching way more than you should. But this is a kind of how-to. Since I've already done it, I'll just tell you what I endured doing all this. So first thing I did was check on my fuses under the hood right here, and I don't know if there's actually another one. I just got a real frantic look because it was not snowing, it was raining, it was cold, it was just nasty out. Most of these have a description underneath on what they control, what they power, what have you. If you don't know, you can find it online. Now, the alternator, nope, that's not it. That's the power string. Oh, what? Yeah, it's right there underneath all of this good old stuff. Will you just look at it? There it is. And that sucker is a doozy. It's a doozy to get a hold of. But you can do it, and you can do it from on top. And where's the great tools I bought? I mean to tell you, let me show you this toolkit. This here, we're gonna call this the Black Magic Toolkit, because I prefer all kind of Black Magic tools, stuff with these tools right here. And I did do the successful switch out of the alternator in their parking lot. And let me tell you, I'd already driven over an hour, so this puppy was just a little bit warm. That being said, the alternator itself actually is more intimidating than it looks. Now, I took off first. I undid this right here. There's a little cap right here. Now, if you pull that sucker up, there's, I think, a 10mm under it. And then right here where it plugs in, you just squeeze it and that unplugs. There's also, see that 10mm bolt? You have to take that off. Now that removes this little harness right here. Along with, you can pinch this and it gives you more floppy room, okay? So that'll allow that harness to come over just a little bit. Now I ain't gonna lie, I don't know if this is the correct way to pull it out, but it was definitely the quickest that I found. And for not knowing and figuring it out myself, I think I did all right. I did pry up this AC line. It just clips in. So I popped him up. I took these 2 power steering bolt lines out for the reservoir. They're 10 millimeter, along with the washer fluid one. He's a 10 millimeter. And let's see, what else? I believe that's it. Oh no, I'm sorry. Where this sucker bolts on right here, there's also, oh, you can't see. Okay, let me see. Where are you at? Right on the underside. Yeah, imagine doing this in a parking lot, guys. But anyway, that bracket that mounts to, that actually comes off too, and I think it was a 10 millimeter. The alternator, let me see if I can shine right there to her. There is should be a 14 millimeter, I believe, right there. And then I think there's a 12 up here. I think that's how that went. Now, I don't think I ever did one on a 08 Honda Odyssey race van edition. And I was kind of confused as far as this daggone tensioner here, because the only thing I see is this Torx looking bit, if it'll focus. See that? Now looky right here beside of him. That right there is what you slide your 3/4 and or 19 millimeter on to relieve that tension. And let's see, did this one you pull to? No, you pushed in. You pushed into it, and the easiest thing to do, I actually pulled off this power steering pump pulley, but it's better to slide it on and off with this tensioner pulley because they're smooth, they don't have grooves in them, and they're smaller. Anything with bigger diameter is going to cost you more time, and you might not get it. That being said, you also, when going back on, these things are ribbed. So that being said, make sure you got all of them in every single groove. Now, whenever I went back together, I had it all back together, all of it fit. But before you start, check that crank pulley. Check all your pulleys, because if not, you're going to eat one of these grooves right there if it's hanging over just a little bit. And I mean, since I'm the king of bad lighting, I mean, I couldn't see squat, so I actually used my cell phone. But honestly, it took me about 45 minutes in a parking lot with Black Magic tools. I mean, these things are just, they were the ticket. I mean, that's how I spell success right there. But they did the trick. They absolutely did the trick, and I'm happy for it because we got to enjoy our weekend. It took us about an hour, but like I say, I mean, Orileys, you got us up and running. All the wonderful people there, I appreciate you. And I told you I was going to make you, at least on YouTube. I'm not going to put your store name on there because honestly, I don't remember what the heck I did with the receipt. But there's a lifetime warranty on now. But anyway, like I say, this wasn't too bad. I wish I could have showed you guys a little better. These bolts, the bottom one is a very long bolt. It does not run through, and you don't have to catch no nut that's holding it on back there. It's got something it threads into, maybe the block, not really sure. But there was no real tricks. But the reason why I had to take, I'm sorry, there was a trick. All this crap right here in the way, all this stuff. The reason why I had to unbolt all this was because the alternator, I mean, unless you want to cut through this daggone AC line, which I absolutely don't. I mean, because that's got Freon in it. That stuff's going everywhere. And it's just not healthy to breathe in, I've been told. So I probably wouldn't cut into that or remove that, because that's just, I mean, unless your system's already, you know, done, you know. But anyway, I had to remove all of this stuff. I think I had this power steering pump locked in on the inside of this, and this shoved all the way over to here, and I pulled the alternator up through all of this. I mean, through all of this. This whole harness was sitting over here. This I just pried out of the way because it's rubber, you can move it. And then, I mean, honestly, even just any kind of room you could get on this sucker was just amazing. So like I said, I took the power steering loose, had it sitting over here. This slid over, and it was a doozy. It probably took me, honestly, it probably took me 10 minutes to unbolt the alternator, and 20 minutes worth of, how in the crap do I get this thing out of here? Because I've never messed with one. So, that being said, I absolutely would do that the exact same way, because I think that would help you. And that's what this channel is about. So, anyway, I hope everybody had a great Memorial Day weekend, having a good one. If you know a fallen soldier or anybody, and even if you don't, toss up a beer for them. Or a cold pop, barley beverage, whatever you want. But don't forget those guys. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Sorry this one wasn't a more show and tell kind of thing. Hopefully that helped a little bit. Go see the people at Orileys. They did me pretty good. So, again, thanks for watching. Hit the old subscribe button somewhere, wherever it's at. I'd appreciate it. And it'll get better. You know, I know the last one got real good because, you know, we got to do that old bandito over there. But anyway, sometimes you got to throw in these ones too, because, you know, probably more people drive these. I'm not sure. At least if you're a soccer dad. Anyway, you guys have a good weekend. Thanks for watching.